Hi, I'd like to talk to you today about items you need to make a toolbox. First of all, you'll need a box or some type of container, and I will show you two that I use. This is a small one. Some items I have two of, but I use this item if I am going to do something that doesn't take a lot of time. I'm just going to do it. It's going to be really quick. Or if I have to make a house call, then I usually would grab this. It's almost like a travel toolbox for me. And then I also have a larger one. This is a good size. I think it's maybe a 10 by 16 or something like that. But you'll use whatever size that you need that will be able to carry or hold the items, the equipment that you're going to use the most. Apart from that, this ordinary desk surface or any other surface that you'd have as a workspace, you need to transform it into the workspace. Some people do not have a space that is dedicated just for preparations or doing whatever work they're doing. So you will need a way to transform that. And the way to do that is to have some type of material, which this does not have a finished edge. It's really rough. I just cut it. But you just grab this and lay it out. This is kind of personal. You pick something that you like, and you can use this for transforming a surface into a work area. This one is, because it's rough around the edges, I don't generally use it anywhere but at home. Here's another piece. It's a different type of cloth. I use different types of setups, so I have different size and shapes of cloth. This one I just ran a stitch down the sides and I frayed the edges, so it's kind of decorative. Again, use whatever color fabric or type fabric that you're comfortable with using. Since I use a lot of candles, I'm going to discuss, this is just a cloth. You can use whatever type cloth you want, but after cleaning the cloth, you need to dry them off, and so I use cloth just for that. And with that said, you'll need different types of candles, sizes, shapes. There's so many on the market. You use what is best for you. These quite small, and they will burn for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. This is a simple utility candle. They have some bigger than this, household utility candles. They have some larger than this, but this candle will burn for about 2 to 3 hours. This size candle, this is a pull-out candle, and it's covered in one of the other videos, but this candle burns for about 26 hours. And then you have candles that burn for days, 3 to 7 days. Some similar to this will burn for, they're much larger though, they'll burn for 14 days. And so you have some that have nothing on them. And then you have some that have labels on them, and you can either use this with the label or you can remove the label. Those don't have any fragrance. Some of them do. They're starting to make them with fragrance. And then you have these that are made as decorative type candles with fragrance. If this is all you can get your hands hold to, this is what you can use. They come with a label, and these labels are sort of like a clear plastic label, and they will come right off. So you're not limited if you can't find a specific thing that some of the authors are suggesting in books that they write, then you just pick what you can. Don't even worry about it. It's great. It'll work. Some of the other things that I use to personalize candles or personalize a particular thing that I'm working on are scented oils. And as you see, this one has a dropper, its own personal dropper. And it is great to use. You don't have to worry about cross-contaminating oils. This one has a spout type thing on it, which allows me to pour drops. I also it's covered in some of the other videos. This one does, and I can pour this out, or I can use my finger to get the oil out of here, or I can use a dropper. They have different types. This one's all plastic. I find it's easier to use these, so I don't worry about dropping it and breaking them. When you use these, you want to wash it out using alcohol. You will need to have some type of candle snuffer. And the reason why you need a candle snuffer is you don't blow the candle out. If you're going to reuse it, it should be used for the same purpose. You want to snuff this out. Say if I'm going to burn this candle and it requires me to burn it for a few minutes a day or maybe an hour a day, I would burn it for the allotted time, then I would snuff it out and then set it aside, and I will be able to reuse it at a different time. Something else that is great, this is homemade, but I'm pretty sure you can find this somewhere else, is like a branding iron, a burnishing. I think those are like tools that they use, but this is a branding iron. I use this to make marks in the candle. You will definitely need a permanent marker, and the permanent marker is used to write on the surface of the candles. The Sharpie markers work best, but you want to make sure the surface is totally dry before you use it. Otherwise, it may not write again for you. Some of the cheap ink pens, they have this little tip point, and I hope you can see that it comes out, and you can actually use this to write on the surface of the candle or the surface of the candle here. The thing about this is if you're using pen to write on the candle, it's almost like engraving it. It will get wax on the tip, and it may not write on paper again, or it may write on the paper, but you may have to clean it a bit before it will. Some other items are stylus. That's these. They're different types, different tips. This is a rounded tip. I think this is used for some type of modeling or clay or something like that. This is more or less an engraver. It's really, the tip is really sharp on it. It will etch into glass. It will etch into the glass, or you can use it to write on the glass. There is an electric etcher, but right now I don't use it as much as I use this because this is so quick to pick up and use. The electric etchers, they have you need batteries for them, or they run by electricity. These I find I'm able to just grab it and go. Not much work needed in that. And this is one of the other ones. This is kind of fancy. It's ergonomically made, so it's comfortable on your hand, but it's the same as, almost the same as this tip. You do not need to invest a lot of money in these items that you pick to use. It is it's really up to you. That one was really cheap, so I picked it up. But I find that I use this one much more than I use any of the other ones. These are some files that I picked up at one of the local hardware stores. I happened to be in there and spotted them, and they're really sharp, but it allows you to really get down in something and write. It has a fine tip, so whereas the surface is small, you'll be able to really write. Sometimes you want to write on it, or you can put a symbol, inscribe something on there. And this came in a pack of 5. So, thank you for joining me. Until next time, have a great day.